UA.
All right, it's time for our Farm to Table report with Desert Sky Ranch, and Matt Zorn is with us. We're going to be talking about Tyson Foods. Evidently, they're getting into the insect business. So how far are we away from eating bugs, Matt?
It's a good question, Brandon. So Tyson Food is one of the largest U.S. producers of beef, pork, and chicken. And they are getting involved now with proteins that come from insects. Now, Tyson has invested in a company called Protix, which is a Netherlands-based insect ingredient maker. Now, Tyson is not only investing in the company, but it's working with them to build a factory here in the U.S. Now, the plan is for that facility to use inedible animal byproducts from their meat division to feed black soldier flies that essentially serve as mini bioreactors, which will then be turned into food for pets, poultry, and fish. Now, you may be thinking, well, Matt, if they're going to use it in pet food, what makes you think they're going to try to put it in human food? Well, I don't know that they are, but a comment made by Tyson Foods raises questions of their intentions. Now, John Tyson, who is the chief financial officer of Tyson Foods, said, and I quote, "Those flies are not going into human food at this point. Today, we're focused on more of an ingredient application with insect protein than we are with a consumer application." Now, it's a very interesting comment to say the least, and I think there might be some forewarning in that statement. Now, insect protein hasn't really caught on in the U.S., but interest in insects as ingredients for animal food has been growing. So the question becomes, well, what about insects in human foods now? Well, in January of 2023, the European Union Commission approved powder obtained from 4 insects to be used in human foods in Europe. And they're currently assessing 8 additional insects for approval. Now, the names of the insects must appear on the ingredients list of prepackaged foods in the EU. Now, in the United States, edible insects fall within the Food and Drug Administration. And most of the FDA's attention has not been focused on regulating insects as food, but rather as filth. And current official documents show that the term insect is used in relation to defects and has forbidden insect parts in food. So the biggest problem with regulation of insects for human foods in the U.S. appears to be the FDA's own stance on the issue. Now, it is fairly common knowledge that the FDA is a revolving door of former food industry personnel from the private sector. You have to be a little naive to think that they wouldn't change their stance on the issue if it financially benefited the food industry. Now, some are speculating that Tyson Food is just pre-positioning itself in the pet sector so that it can make a seamless transition to the human sector when it's finally approved. And with what's going on currently in Europe and the statement made by John Tyson, the chief financial officer of Tyson Food himself, that might make Tyson's rather large investment in Protix far more understandable than just solely being for the pet food market.
All right. Well, maybe we'll develop a taste for those insects, since it's probably going to end up in our food at some point.
Probably.
All right, Matt, tell me a little bit about Desert Sky Ranch.
Thanks, Brandon. So at the Desert Sky Ranch, we grow Angus beef cattle to order, naturally, without the use of antibiotics or growth hormones. And we do that because we believe people should have a choice of knowing where their food is coming from, as well as having a healthy alternative to feed their families. So we invite listeners to learn how our program works. They can go to dsrcattle.com, or they can call us at 505-864-3900.
All right. Thanks, Matt. This is News Radio KKOB.